we have the infamous Steve Olson joining us. Steve, thank you so much for joining us.
What's up, guys?
Well, I
Hanging out
tell
in
you,
the
we're
car.
excited to have you with us, man. That's what's up.
I'm
So
excited
for
to be
the
back for my second year. Dave and Ryan Taylor, one of my
Yeah.
top 3 favorite Canadians of all time.
well, that's it. I mean, you only know three, so I'm feeling pretty honored
Well,
about that.
Celine Dion and Justin Bieber, but you're up there with those two.
Wow. Yeah, that's interesting. We'll have to unpack that another day. So thanks for joining us. Why don't we dive right in? I think everybody's very familiar with you. Obviously, maybe what they didn't know is that you have 2 collision centers now. That's something we can unpack together. You want to tell us about how that's going?
It's been an exciting year. Shop number 2 in Manchester, New Hampshire, had a great year, doubled in net profit. Mary, the girl running it in charge, is doing a phenomenal job with her team there, really starting the journey. As dudes, we want to always fix something, right? Like we always need another project.
Right.
Yeah.
And so not by any stretch do I feel that we've arrived in Louisville, but we're 8.5 years in Louisville on this rebuild of what we're doing, right? And so it's cool to kind of start this project over in Manchester with a great operator there,
So
and let her kind
why
of start this
Manchester?
journey.
Why
So
from
the opportunity
Louisville
just
to
came.
New Hampshire is quite a stretch.
I was looking for a vacation home, right? No, I'm kidding. No. The opportunity just presented itself, and it's a great facility. Mary's a great operator that just didn't have any support, right? So we know the traditional body shop is that the GMs and the partners don't support the body shop because they don't understand what we do. So
Hmm.
Mary gets me to come in and be, an advisor to her basically, and lead her through this process. And she's doing a phenomenal job of implementing these steps, and she doubles in year 1. I mean, it's just been tremendous. Then back in Louisville, 2021 record year for the company, 6 years in, coming out of a brutal COVID. 2022, we fixed an additional 250 cars in 2022 with an average RO growth of $800 per RO. And in 2023, an additional 330 cars from that number, up another $530 per car. So it's been phenomenal, but we're focusing on getting more cars in the shop and then maximizing every RO.
Okay, let's unpack that for everybody listening. How are you maximizing every RO? What does that look like today?
We've spent a bigger focus. Mike Anderson talked about this 4 years ago, even before COVID, that you were going to see less and less cars. And
Yep.
so every car becomes more important. Every repair order becomes more important. Hey, we're to the point where we're almost maxed out. And I don't like the idea of not growing. So the only way for us to grow is to continue to find things on those jobs, write a better ticket, documentation, and then go through those steps. And so we've added some key people in key roles. They've done a phenomenal job for us, and we can see the results of it year over year.
Wow. So you've got a reputation as as a very solid leader. It's impressive what you've built. How would Answer a couple questions. I'm just curious. What would you consider your leadership style? And do you feel your leadership style is something that you could teach others?
I'm not teaching it to anybody. No way.
Come on,
I'm
teach
kidding.
us.
No, I'm kidding. Honestly, I think I love people. I view every single employee of ours as a family member of ours, right? And so I have been given an amazing opportunity by the person that is an owner with me to have the best job I've ever had in my career. Okay. 24 years of doing this. I'm in the best position I've ever been in. And now I get to go give that to 45 other people in Louisville and 25 other people in Manchester. And I love that. And now I can honestly go to them and say, guess what, man? In 20 years or whatever that number is, you get to retire here. You never have to look for another job. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to care about you and your family and all these things. And you can't fake whether you care or not, right? People sense it, right?
Yeah,
So you
that's
have to
true.
genuinely care. And how do I do that? I want to help our guys win every single year. I want to have each year be better for them than it was the year before. And if I do that, then we'll see it on our end too. So just doing things, inviting the spouse with us to celebrate the amazing year, bringing the family into it. We just partnered with our local sports team in their arena, and now we're going to be taking employees to basketball games, taking them to concerts. Just perks of being part of the employees, because it is tough, right? Everybody's competing over the same staff. But if I don't have to worry about losing them, then I got nothing to worry about.
Yeah. Would you consider yourself an easy guy to work for? Or are there certain things that you would just simply will not tolerate?
You know, I think I'm pretty easy at times, maybe too easy. I'm probably easier at work than I am at my house. My wife would probably agree on that one. But here's the thing. I trust people to do their job. Okay. The place I worked before this 9 years ago, my boss called me 12 times a day. I knew what I was doing. I didn't need you to watch what I was doing. My current partner, I didn't talk to last year. Okay. That's the kind of trust he has in me. And that's the kind of trust I put in my guys. So, yes, I touch base with them. I check their pulse every day, see how they're doing, see how their family's doing. But, guys, you don't need me to watch you put a rear body in. You know how to do it. If you didn't know how to do it, you wouldn't work here, right?
Mm.
So help us understand something. Like, you're really good at building teams. You're really good at retaining teams. What is it that you look for in a person if you're expanding a shop or adding to your team? How do you find the people, and what is it that you look for in particular?
A really good friend of mine, a mentor of mine, told me when I took this job 9 years ago. It was the first time I had ever walked into a job as the boss. Every other place I'd worked before, I'd worked my way up, which is a different set of challenges. But I'm walking in as the boss, and I said, "Give me a piece of advice." He said, "Okay, everybody in your building needs two things to work there: skill and will." Okay, and you can't have just one. So,
Mm,
number one, you've got to be skilled to be able to do the job, or have the skills for me to teach you how to do the job the best of your ability, whether that's answering the phone, being a great estimator, or being a technician or painter, right? Number two, you got to have the attitude, right? We've talked about culture, culture, culture. It's all about the will. Do you want to be part of something great, right? I just heard a quote from Nick Saban. He said, "Amazing people don't like mediocre people, and mediocre people don't like amazing people. They don't
Exactly.
work well together because you have different goals, right?" I want a group of guys, a group of girls, 45 people, 25 people, whatever it is, that want to accomplish greatness together, and let us challenge each other. Let us do great things together, work together to do them, but do them with a good attitude. At the end of the day, when we're done working hard at work and doing to the best of our ability, go home and enjoy your family. Go home and catch a fish. Go home and hit a golf ball down the middle. Whatever it is, just go have fun.
You know what's amazing to me? And thank you, Steve, for showing up for us. Steve has been sick. I don't know if you knew this or if you could tell. He's been sick, and he told me the other day that he finished Netflix, which was interesting because he was stuck in the basement.
I
He finished
did.
Netflix.
I
I'd never heard
completed it.
anybody doing that. That's quite the accomplishment. So,
Not fun.
so thanks for being on today, despite still recovering. So,
Yeah, really.
um,
I got a question. I got a question for Steve. So Louisville, now New Hampshire, what's next?
Oh,
What would
I
you
got muted.
oh,
Oh, I got muted. It doesn't work anymore. Here's,
no speak Canadian or American. So,
I think my mic's cutting out. Hold on. There are some great markets that we've identified that we really like. Here's the challenge, right? And it is a challenge being that Manchester's over 1,000 miles away. Okay. Um, it's easier for me to carry about 45 people than it is about 10,000 people, right?
Yep.
So I love what we do. It's the best job I've ever been in. It's my forever job. At some point, 15, whatever number of years down the road, I get to peace out, sit by the pool, invite you guys over, right? But it gets harder the more people you get, the more shops you get, to show that true care, sincerity for every single person. So I want to do it, but I'm not going to do it in a way that it costs me time with my wife, my kids, missing their events, because that's more important to me than any kind of accomplishment professionally or any kind of number I could put in my bank account. So we found some markets we like. Just got to be a great opportunity and a chance to take a shop that's underperforming and make it reach its max potential again.
yeah, that's huge. I think you've nailed something there where it's hard to take the Steve factor and spread that across a bigger organization. But there's got to be a way to start instilling some of your core values into your leadership team at some point, so it is a little bit more scalable. Like even being 1,000 miles away, how are you taking the care and the passion that you have and putting that into your team in Manchester or wherever that other shop was. So
Sure. And you asked if it's something I could teach, and I joked that no, I wouldn't want to do that because then everybody would do it, right? But Mary has done a phenomenal job already in year one, just learning who we are, learning culture. Now, again, she knew a lot of it, but she's newer to the industry in a manager leader role, right? So she came out and visited our shop. The production manager, Aaron, amazing guy, came out and visited our shop. We've spent some time with them outside of work so they can see culture, so they can see how we feel about our employees, the things we do for our employees. And so now she sees that, realizes she's got that same free reign to take care of her employees, to do all those same things and build that culture in Manchester. And it's awesome.
I love it.
Yeah. Yep. I'm excited to see what you can accomplish in the future, Steve. And I'm so glad you could be here with us today. And I hope you get to feeling better, buddy.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Steve. Keep doing what you're doing, man. We value you.
All right.
All right,
Thanks,
everybody.
guys.
Steve Olson.
Woo!
See
The
ya.
man. See you, bud.